Peace.
Ìyá tó ní bí ìyá àbáwá máa bá wa àgbàlagbà a sì bá àfa wa kí ló kàn tí ẹ gbé kámẹ́rà sí wọn létí àbáwá láti náà ní ìpín sọ́jà Abdulaziz láti bo láti ọlọ́jẹ̀ àti àfa wa kí ló kàn yín bàbá amọ́gàjì ọlọ́jẹ̀ kí lẹ́ pé Abdulrasheed láti léwo láti ìlú wo mọ́mọ́tì ìbéèrè ìlú Ìlọrin àfa wa rèé Muhammad Taofik láti Ìlọrin nílé wo ìdí ìgbà ní alóore àbí ní pàtàkà abáwa rèé Yusuf olóko àwọn àgbàlagbà ìlú wo láti alóore nílọrin ẹ̀yin kọ́ bàbá wa Abdulateef ẹ̀yin kọ́ ìyá wa Wasila ẹ̀yin kọ́ ìyá wa Aṣa ìlú wo ìlú Ìlọrin ẹ̀yin kọ́ bọ̀dá wa Abdulaziz nílọrin so bó ṣe rí àrí pé gbogbo àwa tí à ń wò wá rí pé ó kọ mùsùlùmí nítorí wáyé ànílẹ́nu gbogbo kọ̀ yíyanyan Ìlọrin bàbá ọlọ́jà tuntun mú láti kọrin eléyìí sí lókọ̀ bàbá ọba ìlú Ìlọrin ẹ̀já pé ṣé wulẹ̀ kan náà.
a dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run ìwáyà yẹn wa lónìí òun ní kìjikìji tá à ń gbọ́ pé mọ́ṣáláṣí kan bẹ ní Alálùbọ́sà nílọrin tí wọ́n sì ń ṣe mùsùlùmí ní wọ́n sì ìsìláàmù bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n sì ṣe kírísítẹ́nì kọ́lá àwọn tó ń ṣẹbọ.
àwọn ará pẹ̀rẹ̀ méjì.
àmọ́ nínú mẹ́ta tí wọ́n wí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wò wá tẹ́ ń pariwo pé kí là ń wò a rí i pé wọ́n ń ṣe ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì nínú mọ́ṣáláṣí pọ̀ tí ó sì gbọdọ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ìlú yìí. léè tó já sí wípé èèyàn lè sọ pé òun kọ́ mọ́ṣáláṣí kó máa kí òun bẹ́ẹ̀ àmọ́kẹ́ pé yóò wá ní òun fi mọ́ṣáláṣí ṣe ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì èsì lọ́rin. mọ́ṣáláṣí ó wà lọ́tọ̀ ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì ó wà ní ọ̀tọ̀. nígbà táwa gbọ́ bàbá ọba Ìlọrin wa ni a wá kìí ṣèlú àwọn ni wọ́n ó ti máa sọ pé wọ́n ń ṣerú ẹ̀. gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wò wá ó dùn wá pé àbá wọn jọ wà àbá tìjà wá àmọ́ tí a wá sọ ni wípé ló kọ bàbá ọba Ìlọrin pé a gbọ́dọ̀ rí n tó jọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́ kì í ṣe pé bóyá a da alábàákọ́ tọ́ba fẹ́ ṣe pé Islam wọn fẹ́ ṣe kó ṣe tọ́ba fẹ́ ṣe ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì kó ṣe ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì tó pé ìlú tá a wà yìí ìlú táyé ń sọ ní bíládìlì Ìlọrin ìlú tá a wà yìí bàdàtò kò ti sì yàtọ̀ àwọn tí wọ́n tẹ ìlú yìí mímọ́ ni wọ́n fi tẹ̀ ẹ́ wàhálà tó fi dùwà nígbàfẹ́ nìkan kó bàálù yìí jẹ́ látùsídùwà kó ṣe ń táwọn àgbàlagbà tà náà ò ṣe látùsídùwà kó ṣe ń tọ́lọ́hún ò fẹ́ káwọn má náà bí dáhà láti kó kó àwọn èèyàn jọ láti máa sọ pé ẹ lè ṣe ìsìláàmù kẹsì máa ṣe kírísítẹ́n nígbà ìlú yìí ò ní gbà bàbá ọba Ìlọrin ò ní gbà bàbá ìmáàmù àgbà ò ní gbà bàbá ìmáàmù àlè ò ní gbà bàbá ajánẹ́sì ò ní gbà bàbá ìmáàmù gàmbàrà ò ní gbà gbogbo àwọn wàlíyì Ọlọ́run tí wọ́n tẹ̀lú ìwọ̀n ò ní gbà bíládìl kẹrìmù ìlú yìí ìlú àpọ́nlé ni fàdàlọ́lọ́wù nùráwù àwọn tẹ́tẹ̀lú yìí wọ́n tẹ́ pẹ̀lú ìmọ́lẹ̀ Ọlọ́run ni bínúrì ulumi wọ́n tẹ́ pẹ̀lú ìmọ́lẹ̀ mímọ́ wọ́n túkọ̀ wọ́n tẹ́ pẹ̀lú bẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run ẹnì kan ò lè sọ pé tó gbóhùn fẹ́ kó ìyànjú àbóhùn fẹ́ jẹun kó àlóhùn fẹ́ bàlú ìjà nígbà wal ìbádà wọ́n sì tẹ́ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀sìn Ọlọ́run màmá wa yìí wọ́n jẹ́ obìnrin kò ní mínì láti fẹ́ ṣe dáwà tọ́lọ́run dáwà ìyẹn máa ṣe dáwà tọ́lọ́ àmọ́ kì í pé yóò àpapọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ tá a tún wá fi ń gbọ́ léra fẹ́fẹ́ pé wọn ò bí ẹnìkan dà sòtó bá rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ máa jíṣẹ́ fún wọn pé kọ́ má jà á padà wá wọ́n lè sọ pé àwọn làwọn nílẹ̀ àwọn àmọ́ sọ wọn pé ilé ọba Ìlọrin ẹ̀yin bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ẹ̀yin bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí Allahu yasimuka láta àfùdárakẹ́ wala hawla wala quwwata illa billahi.
Nuisance lélẹ́yìí nuisance.
That is what will happen to the rest of Yorubaland, when the Fulanis, when they are done with us, as they are making you look away or ignore the danger that these Islamic fundamentalists represent historically, if not because of Aponja that brought Alimi, see where they sell a charm, and brought him to do charm for him and help him train his soldiers against the Alaafin of Oyo, because he wanted to be independent. We're not coming back under Oyo. We're still on our own here. Then Alimi betrayed his host, who gave him everything. After killing him and killing every one they could kill, and those who could escape escaped, they formed an emirate. And that is what you call Ilorin Emirates. You see those guys there, those were the Fulani Yorubas. You know that the Lagos Abobakus are sort of grooming you to hate the other Yoruba, intertribal marriages that involves the Yorubas. For example, the Yoruba Igbos, the Yoruba Ijos, the Yoruba Kanuris, the Yoruba this. But surely the Yoruba Fulanis, the fundamentalists who have formed a base in Ilorin, which is a Yorubaland. Now, every now and then, this identity crisis, and it's not even like more or less like any identity crisis, it's kind of been sorted. In Yorubaland, we say, oh, the father of a child is the owner of the child. Abi? But in Ilorin, where these Fulanis have been now for over 200 years. So, of course, they decided to choose Fulani over Yoruba. And it's obvious, the reason is obvious. So why won't somebody be so offended speaking the language that nobody understands? That is what will happen to the rest of Yorubaland. Because you can see them already. Abi, where every now and then we keep screaming and shouting of why those in charge of Yorubaland will continue to downplay or underplay the threats posed by the Fulani terrorists in Yorubaland. You see what is happening in Ilorin? That will be the future of the entire Yorubaland by the time they are done with us, maybe 100 years from now. A place where to be a Yoruba will be like a sin. And to survive, you would rather just say you are Fulani. You can speak Yoruba all you care, but you have to say you are Fulani. And when it comes between you choosing between Yoruba and Fulani, you will choose Fulani. Your children would. And the intention is just based on this subjugation. They moved there in the name of Allah. So they built a center. That's the story, okay? They built a center. And that center, Christians are allowed to worship there. Muslims, they are allowed to worship there, okay? And according to them, they heard that they are also practicing Yoruba traditional religion. But when they got there, they said, oh, they didn't see that, but they saw the sign of those who were Muslims and those who were Christians coexisting and using the same worship place. That won't be the only place in the world. The biggest mosque in Qatar, or is it Qatar or UAE, is said to have been built by the emir of that emirate, where this poverty-stricken religious fundamentalists that exist in Yoruba, they are not just in Ilorin. They are not just in Ilorin. It's just that they haven't had a chance of accessing or gaining control of power in any other part of Yorubaland. The moment they do, they will declare the place as a Islamic caliphate. And a lot of you think it is those Fulani that are coming to declare Islamic caliphate in Yorubaland. No, they will use our fellow Yorubas like that, who speak Yorubas, but who despise. They despise who they are. Enshebo, Enyo Shebo, Enye Lebo. And there is Elebo means those who are like doing sacrifices. Every day, Enye Lebo, Enye Shebo, Enye Shebo, and there's nobody that does Ebo reach these criminals, these fundamentalists. People travel from all parts of the world because they want to go and meet Afa in Ilorin. Afa wa ni Ilorin, tí wọ́n ń kọ́ wa ní kéwú, wà láyè, tá láyè, tó bá bẹ lọ́hùn yóò sì máa ṣe rálá. No be so. Afa is the one that is doing the divination, is the one that is talking to the Alijonus. His wives are the ones who are selling lekuleja. They are the ones who are selling the cocoa. They are the ones who are selling everything they call labor. Every day, every now and then, ẹ̀yin lẹ́bọ, ẹ máa ṣẹbọ, ẹbọ lẹ ń ṣe, inú náà lẹ ń lọ, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń ṣẹbọ, àwọn olórí burúkú tó ń wọn ọ̀tún tó ń ṣe tírà. When you tell them to open up we know all this now. We condemn them, we condemn one. You are in a Nigeria that you can actually ask for your own country. Yeah, you can. So they were there and they opposed the fact that Muslims, Christians could kind of worship together. It's not allowed in Ilorin. And the Emir of Ilorin, in the name of Emir of Ilorin, he asks you to leave. And that is the lie, the contraption called Nigeria. It is the same in the next story I'm about to tell you. A few days ago, I kind of shared with us the story of the Speaker of Niger State House of Assembly, who was alleged to be sponsoring the arranged marriage between some orphaned girls, those whose parents have been killed by terrorists. That's what they said. And they said they wanted to marry them off as a means of poverty alleviation, because they are suffering. There's nobody to take care of them. So in their culture, in Islam, there's nothing wrong in marrying off underage girls. So they then leave all this Nigeria law or everything apart, leave that out of it. It is our culture. According to they say it is their culture. And at the same time, it is also in line with Islamic law, Sharia law. So they are not violating any law. The speaker is only sponsoring the event. He's not the one marrying the girls off. The state governor, the Speaker of the House of Assembly, the imams of Niger State, imams, Islamic clerics in Niger State, some other Islamic organizations, they have now demanded that the minister for women affairs or so, who took them to court and said they must stop that marriage. Now they're asking Tinubu to sack her for daring to interfere in a religious matter. I'm not kidding you. They are not planning to send the children to school. They are not planning to empower them as victims of terrorism. They are planning to marry them off. And let me tell you this, it is a common feature in northern Nigeria. If you know how much money these guys are spending on organized marriage, organized marriages, they are organizing marriages for people who have no education, people who have no job, people who have no skill, and they just send them out there, and it is a state policy. They have tried to send them to school by giving them money and food, but yet the Islamists said their book is haram. So they are more in danger going to school than being married off in poverty. Yeah, they are demanding for the sack of that minister.
Reactions have continued to trail the marriage sponsorship of 100 orphans as the Imams Forum and heads of other Islamic organizations in Niger State have given an ultimatum of 7 days to the Minister of Women Affairs, Uju Kennedy, to withdraw statements and threats issued against the Speaker, Niger State House of Assembly, Abdul Malik Sarkindaji, and the entire Muslim community of his legal action. The Secretary of the Imams Forum, Umar Farouk Abdullahi, who made this known at the end of their emergency meeting, also called on President Bola Tinubu to immediately sack the minister, saying she is unfit to serve the nation in that capacity. Arising from a 2-hour emergency meeting, the Forum of Imams and other Islamic organizations in Niger State, in a 4-point resolution, has demanded the immediate sack of the Women Affairs Minister, Uju Kennedy, as well as for President Tinubu to relieve her of her appointment.
She used many words to blackmail Mr. Speaker, to blackmail the Muslims of Niger State, to blackmail the ulamas of Niger State. So this is our stand, the resolutions. 1, we are giving the minister ultimatum of 7 days to withdraw the statement she used against us, against our speaker, against the Muslim community or Muslim leaders of Niger State, that we want to give out the children, we want to force them into marriage, and the children are underage, so that we have contravened the child rights law. So we are giving her the ultimatum to withdraw that statement, or legal action will be taken after that 7 days, inshallah ta'ala, against her. 3, we also call on Mr. President to use his good office and sack that woman from the office. She's not qualified to be a minister in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. She's not qualified to be a member in the Executive Council of Nigeria. So she should be sacked and removed from the office.
According to the Secretary, Imams Forum, Umar Farouk Abdullahi, the May 24 date of the marriage remains sacrosanct, saying that as those to solemnize the unions, none of the 100 girls is below the age of 18.
No lady is below 18. It's from 18 above. There's even 25. So from 18 above. We have all the documents with us. That is why we do not contravene any law of the land. So we will go ahead and conduct the marriage, inshallah ta'ala.
Other speakers, including the chairman of Chanchaga local government area, Aminul Adan, and the Niger State area unit of the Muslim Students Society of Nigeria, all condemned the minister.
And now, with the mandate that this man is having, as the speaker and member representing that particular local government, I feel it's unhealthy for somebody to come in, let me call it a political propaganda. We will not accept that.
You should immediately suspend that minister. If not, because she's trying to cause crisis.
They all commended the speaker, Abdul Malik Sarkindaji, for voluntarily sponsoring the wedding, as requested by the religious and traditional leaders of Mariga local government area, saying they would take it from there to face the minister if she fails to comply with their resolutions. Zakar.
Nuisance lele.
They will issue fatwa on her. They will threaten her. They will tell her, don't come to the north. And the rest of that. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the minister, okay, out of 160 something girls that they want to marry off, 110 or so of them, they are between the ages of 12 and 17. Just think about that. 12 and 17. But they have probably doctored the entire book now, okay, to present a birth certificate for all of them that's going to say they are 18, 18, 18, 18, 19, 20, 18, 18, 18, 19. And you will see a 12-year-old that they will say, this one, no, she just looked like that. That's how she was born. The daughter, the governor said daughter or daughters, they are currently in private schools. All right? The ones that are in Nigeria or the ones that are abroad, they are all in private schools right now. These guys are training their own children. Okay? They are training their children so that they will match whatever the challenges, life challenges they may have to come across in their life. They will be prepared, kind of. But you see, when it comes to the poor, then that is when the Sharia comes to effect. Take a look at the girls. Sometimes in October last year, okay, so there was this community in Niger State. And I want you to take a look at this. This is not a new video, okay? I just want you to take a look at the faces of all these children. Those are the kind of children they are marrying off on the 24th of May. And they said it's sacrosanct. Nothing will stop it. Not even a court order. Watch.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Bo nonno gyotomi e min do shagol no bida inde Muhammadawa a karamar hukumar Bidda Niger State. Amma mi wade kokari mi hautan go oto mo dari wuro gommo wa ana en bayani ira matsaloli di mo wiyan be godi di diyan do to be goni Muhammadawa. To malan wane min bayani ira matsaloli di gonno e diyan do to gonno Muhammadawa dum.
Matsala amin ni dan dundiyam yoni ni to dungu jippake dan sheddam min keba diya shedda tunda iyaka gabela to yawtake do no gabebe min dulle ma kodan min jarta hay to dum wadi layi sai to dum wadi hajjira tunda gabela joni haka hanga jawdi amin maishi e yara hanga wuro amin yarta ay bo dum kamata kin to dabbaji jarata wuro wada ka waggo amfani e majju tunda dabbaji gadai shille der bebbay der gadai haraka goddum der tay dum warti don no innira gatta wade lotugo lejeta hanjan dan bo min maishi min jara.
To joni koye daɓɓiɗata e gomnati taimakoroma.
To bukata min ni ɗum min giɗe gomnati taimakomi e ga Allah ga annabijo Allah ɗum taimakoromin diyam ko yarete diyam laaɓuɗam gomnati min giɗi waɗana min gudunmowa e barka mulki ɗum o heɓi o taimakoromi e majji ko min bukati gon ɗum.
To in Allah jaɓi inchallah haalaka mettuɗa ɗo joni min turan tokka mawɓe amin. Allah hokkeɓe iko hamɓe ma ɓe ga anna on diyam.
That's where the entire community drinks from that stream. And you just need to see the number of those kind of children scattered in Niger State alone. Most of them have been chased away from their primary land. Some of them have lost their parents, but they are doing slave trade, Islamic slave trade in Nigeria. They are selling children, they're selling them off as slaves to go and marry, taking them out of Nigeria. Northern Nigeria, no track, no record, and all of that. It is like or more. Yeah, slave trade. Children between the ages of 2 years old, they are selling them off as slaves. To kidnap them, take them, and some of these kidnappings that you are hearing every now and then. Majority of the people who have never found their own children or found their relative anymore. Because they've been sold. Yeah, it's a thriving market in that Sahel. And that is why if anybody is offering you to let us go to Europe by road, if you're watching me from Nigeria, I don't want you to think whatever you are facing in Nigeria is so bad. Then somebody is asking you to go to Europe by road. There are people that have been captured in Libya. They are there in the cage like